It's the final Darwin incident reaction. This time 2 episodes because I missed last week because I was traveling. So for a brief recap for myself mainly, last time, well 2 times ago, Charlie's parents died and he was all alone. And then last time, it was like a little bit of hunting Charlie down. Lucy had a run-in with the US representative and all of that. But basically the gist is that Charlie has been adopted, quote unquote, by Phil and his wife, and they're living there now, and there's a new normal. Charlie has also expressed somewhat of an interest in going and finding his biological father, right? Will that happen? I have no idea. We only have 2 episodes left. I was gonna say my guess would be that we're probably gonna end the season on that. Like maybe we'll get like the season ending with a reveal of like where Dr. Grossman has been or something like that. But maybe not. I have no idea. But regardless, I'm excited. It's been a good show so far. Let's see if it ends strongly. Let's get started. Oh, Phil's having his meeting.
指定した弁護士の立ち会いと録画が条件だ。チャーリーを奪うつもりでもないならそれで十分なはずだ。
True.
今をもって無期限で停職処分だ。
On what grounds? Can they just do that? Oh, there we go. Good question.
キャリアも年金も不意にする気か？よく考え。
Oh, we love Phil. Oh my goodness. I hope he doesn't die by the end of the season. Sexual dimorphism.
Charlie, 君自身は大丈夫?
True.
僕、何か悪いところとか。
どなた?
Oh, it's this guy. We hate this guy. My goodness. I like the setting of just sitting outside the house on a park bench. Dead daughter.
次の選挙は立候補したらどうだ。票をまとめてやる。
Aww.
冗談よしてくれ。
連中の暴走を抑えられなかった俺にも責任がある。
Okay. At least he blames himself for Charlie's parents' death. 440. Oh, wow. Is this his body's way of like reacting to trauma or something? Like he can't express it. Like his way of expressing kind of sadness or anger is like this? Or is he still growing? Wow. Oh, interesting. Is he gonna become like giant? Now he's like pretty small, like compared to other people.
男はね。
チャーリーは男だろ。まあ何にしても何せヒューマンジーは地球上で彼一体だけの。
Yeah, what if the aggression increases or something like that, or frustration or something?
俺は歯をなくしたことなんかない。
え、じゃあ今でも入試なの?
My God, we love Grace.
君と同じような状況よね。人工的な生殖技術で生まれて父親に会ったことがない。まあ私の方は君ほどレアケースじゃないけどね。
Interesting parallel. That's not the secret she'd be ashamed of, right? I hope not. That's a strange reveal. Why did it bother her so much? I don't understand that. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my God. Where is this going? Oh wow.
それは交尾に同意するってこと? 待って、それ今ってこと? 今でも。
Oh my God. This is not where I thought this was going.
やめとくよ。それって僕が人だったら違ってた.
Ooh.
はい、ルーシー。乗ってけよ。メイクラブがいいかもね。古臭いけどロマンチックだし。
That was an interesting scene.
そのマスク。
Ooh, cool shot. Max looking creepy. All right, next episode.
久しぶりだね、パクサ。
Baxa.
彼は自由を謳歌したいんだ。邪魔はしたくない。
Are they talking about the major?
終わりよ。私も彼も。あなたの。
No, he's someone else. Who do they have? I'm so confused.
平気なの?
だいたい家に閉じこもってたら自由も何もないじゃない。
There's safety in that though.
ペットでなくても動物は困るんです。
Oh my God.
見落としてた?
Oh my God.
ハロウィン。
Oh no. Okay. I thought he was gonna like hurt him. I don't know why.
そいつから離れろ。
なんで
Jesus.
悪い宇宙人なの？
ええぞガキンチャテロリストの作った
Oh my god.
バケモンをやっつけちまえ
These people are crazy.
あっちを追い出したら？
なんだっておいそりゃ誰のことだ
Oh my god.
もうおしゃぶりみたいにピストルを抱えてないとお外に出られないのよね。哀れな赤ちゃん。
僕は君に危害を加えたりはし
Of
ないよ。
course is not. Wow, this brother looked a lot bigger than he actually is.
聞いたろみんな
These goddamn idiots. Oh my god. Oh, what a wholesome interaction. My goodness.
久しぶりのショッピングはどうだったチャーリー？
Oh, he's a member of the Anarchy Boys.
なあおまわりさんここに止められ
That's a lot of grain. Oh my goodness.
念のためここにいてくれ。
Dr. Grossman? No. Another human Z hybrid animal?
エヴァがチャーリー
Oh
の母親
no!
が死にそうだって。
Oh my goodness. Is this a dream or just flashback for the audience? I hope this is a dream. That'd be interesting.
チャーリー、
Wow.
チャーリー。
So he at least dreams about it.
ただ唯一の共通点が全員肥満体型だったらしい。
Interesting.
小さ
We're
い
getting real close to the end, and I feel like we're not going to end on a very interesting spot.
僕の本当の母親はハンナだと。
True.
僕が両親を感じるのはハンナとバートの2人だけだよ。
Oh.
明らかに非合理で無駄な行為がなぜか肯定的に描かれるし
True.
何か
カード。
Hmm. No way she's going to say something meaningful, right?
で次のように述べました。
Jeez, they are all fat. Oh my god.
いや、調子はど
It's got to be Grossman,
今
right?
の聞いた？
No, who is it?
自由に喋れることの方が
No
ずっと素晴らしい
way
ぞ
that it's the dad, right?
全然。たださ、
Is it going to be another human
興味
Z?
があるじゃないか。
If there's one thing I know, it's we're ending on a cliffhanger. Oh my god.
一体どういうこと
I don't know if I like this or not, but okay. Whoa!
知恵の実を食
We
べ
got an evil Charlie. Oh my goodness.
兄さんだけのうのうと楽園に暮らし続けるなんてずるいだ
I
ろ
can't believe this.
僕には兄弟がいる。
What an ending. My goodness. So that was the ending of the Darwin Incident's first season. Who knows if there'll be a season 2, but for now, the entire show is over. Let's start with the stuff that I have to actually say about these 2 episodes in particular. There's not much. The first thing is to say that as far as I understand, I think we've gotten the answer to what Lucy's secret was. The thing that Max was saying, like, will Charlie still like you after you've learned about this? And it was like a thing that was built up to be kind of crazy and like something that would be kind of a big reveal. But if I'm understanding correctly, all it was that Lucy is the product of artificial insemination, as they say. Or basically there was a sperm donor who led to her being born. This feels weird to me, where I don't know if I go back and watch the scene if it would necessarily feel like the same thing. Like if this is, like, I don't know, like I guess I don't really understand why Lucy would be so, like, scared of this being revealed, or like how it would change the way Charlie sees her or anything like that. It just doesn't, like, I don't know, it feels weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe, I was going to say there must be something I'm missing, or maybe that isn't the reveal and it was just hinted that it's the reveal, but there's like something deeper. But I don't think it is. I think that is literally it. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. When I go back and think about that last scene, I'm like, that's weird. I don't know why she reacted that way. But as a concept, I like it. It's really cool. How it's like, it adds a connection to her and Charlie, and how, you know, they're both kind of similar in that they're both born of like I think the way she described it was an unnatural reproductive technology or something like that. It's like, oh, you know, interesting. I can see a little bit about like why she'd be hesitant for Charlie to learn about it, because then it would like invalidate, like, or like from her perspective, she might think that Charlie would think that, oh, she's only friends with me because of this connection we have. But to be so afraid of like Charlie learning about it, or like so like worried about it in that cabin, it seems a bit weird, but I like it as a concept. It's cool. The other thing to talk about from these set of episodes is that sex gets brought up, like very plainly and like, I don't know, matter-of-factly, and it's very funny and like kind of crazy, where Charlie's like, do you want to mate with me? Do you want to fuck? Do you want to have sex? And I'm like, oh my goodness, Jesus, Charlie. I never thought the show would kind of go this way. I don't know why, it just never crossed my mind. I think it is just because Charlie like literally looks like an animal, and I'm like, oh, it'd be weird to like have like the sex between an animal and a human. But the point of the show is that Charlie is very human, right? So it's just, I don't know. I just never crossed my mind that it would happen, but this is definitely something that I feel like the show is eventually going to lead to, which is like not necessarily a sex scene or anything like that, but like, you know, the idea that the human Z can, you know, breed with a human, I guess, or would they say making love or whatever? I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have too much to say, Mion. I was kind of very surprised to see it brought up, but I guess it makes sense. And the final thing, I told you, I don't really have much to say about these episodes, believe it or not. The final thing is about Charlie's continual lack of emotions, this time directly in response to his parents' death. Hannah and Bert was his name, whatever his name was, the legend who I thought was a bad guy the whole time until he died, and I regretted it. Yeah, so obviously this is something I've said a million times on a broken record at this point. You know, Charlie, he doesn't express emotions the same way that we do, apparently. It is more so even confirmed here even further, which is that we don't see him outwardly kind of express any form of emotion over his parents' death. However, he does dream about going into that fire, and Lucy says that his breathing was erratic when he was dreaming and all that. So it has clearly affected him emotionally, he just doesn't express it the same way that humans do, which is interesting. But it is a thing where the idea that he didn't react to his parents' death was even brought up in the grocery store by the people of the town, right? It's not like a thing we're meant to brush over and be like, oh, you know, Charlie, he's like not, like, oh, I guess it's just the thing Charlie did. It is a big point. Lucy points it out a bunch too. Like, obviously she's trying to pry at him to be like, you know, are you okay? Like, mentally and all that. But he never really budges. But, you know, we get the signs that it has affected him deeply, even though he hasn't actually, like, said it or kind of expressed it in any other really significant way. So, yeah. So that's my main like thoughts about the episode. Now I have two other things. One is about the show as the whole, and then we can talk about the ending, which I have quite a little bit to say about the ending. Now, show as a whole, there's a few things in this regard. Production-wise, I think it's been pretty mediocre to, like, pretty bad, I'd say. It's not bad, it's not terrible or anything like that, but, like, compared to all the other stuff I've seen, which tends to be the high production quality stuff, the more famous stuff, the more popular stuff, this does not hold a candle to any of that. There are a lot of, like, shots where I'm like, oh, this looks perfectly passable, and sometimes there are shots where I'm like, oh, that doesn't look particularly good from this angle, and they look a bit weird, and I don't know. But beyond, like, that, which is, like, for the most part, it's quite mediocre, there are certain scenes which look really good and have interesting directing and stuff, and in particular, I'm thinking about that episode in the cabin. There were a lot of really cool shots in that episode. There's, like, random shots you get every now and then, like the one of Gail's parents, like, sleeping, and, like, I remember the art looked interesting there. Like, there's a lot of miscellaneous kind of moments where I'm like, oh, actually, the show kind of looks interesting at points. So it's not all bad or mediocre. Like, there are certain standout moments specifically. But then there's a few things that are pretty consistently pretty good. One of them is the fighting, which whenever there's a fight scene, it's, like, decently well animated, decently interesting to look at. It's, like, engaging to watch. Like, all of the fight scenes are really good. But there are two things that are consistently fantastic in the show, and that is the sound design. Like, the sound of, like, Charlie's feet when he's, like, running and stuff, when you hit people, and, like, all of this sounds fantastic. And so whoever's doing the sound design in the show is fantastic. And the other thing, which I'm sure you can predict if you've been listening to my discussions or reviews, or reactions, I guess, up until this point, is the music. The music in the show is fantastic. It is the best part of the production of this show. There are songs in this where I'm like, man, this is so much better than everything else in the show that it's kind of crazy. So yeah, you know, music, really, really good. But production overall, kind of mediocre. This leaves us with the story, which I would say overall is pretty decent. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, I was looking forward to it every week. There was never an episode where I'm like, oh, I don't really want to watch this. Like, it wasn't too good. It wasn't too bad. Like, it was perfectly, like, good. I enjoyed it, you know. I think, like, but the best stuff in this season probably was, like, the school shooter stuff. All the family stuff, like, consistently, that was all really good, too. Like, seeing Charlie's mother, especially, like, in her connection to Charlie and getting excited over him having a friend in Lucy, and all of that stuff was really good. Like, one of the coolest scenes is just, like, the whole family and Lucy and Charlie, they're in the backyard and it's raining and they're just hanging out. And it's not Bert. What's his name? The dad. And when he's like geeking out about the Beatles and all that, like that's just one of the best scenes. You know, it's just like a slice of life, like happy family kind of stuff. So that was really good. I love Lucy. I love Phil. Like, these are two really good characters. Obviously, Charlie's fantastic. Max is pretty good. Like, I like him too. And I guess another scene I liked a lot was the fight scene of, like, Charlie hunting down the ALA members in that cabin episode. That was also really good. So, you know, there's some good standout moments in the story and kind of stuff that I enjoyed plot-wise and all that. And another thing the show, I think, does really well, probably more so than any other anime I've ever seen, is the Americanisms that have been consistently really good throughout the show. There's obviously the anti-woke elements of, like, I think they were complaining about, well, we can't even say Merry Christmas anymore, like stuff like that. It's like consistently throughout the show. Even things like YouTube live streams and school shootings and like even the layout of the town feels like very American, and the open carrying people in this final episode, like in the grocery store, the racist diner guy, like there's so much like American kind of tropes and just like things that feel descriptively like American, and I like it. It's very unique. Like I haven't seen a show quite like this that feels so modern day American. So that was really good. But really, the core of this show is the vegan themes and like the vegan kind of center of the show, where everything kind of revolves around it, not as like a pro-vegan thing or an anti-vegan thing, but like everything that happens in the show revolves around the idea of veganism. Like Charlie's whole existence is about, it's like, it raises like a bunch of questions. It's not like a single question it raises or anything like that, but it's like, what is the role of Charlie, firstly, in terms of like the bridge between the species? Should he have an obligation there? I would say no, but the show does explore it. It is interesting. Why is there a distinction between the way that humans are treated and animals are treated? What is the effect on the environment? You know, there's like a bunch of different stuff that is like touched on. It is the most interesting thing the show does. It is the thing that when I think about this show going forward, when I tell people about it, this is the thing that I'm going to be saying. I'm going to be saying it's a very thematic kind of show where the theme is definitely veganism, without a very clear direction of like what side it takes or anything like that, but it is explored in the show. And I like it a lot. Like that is probably my favorite element of this show. Like it is just me sitting down thinking about stuff. Like that one episode where I like sat down for like 20 minutes afterward and I was just thinking about like should Charlie get rights like in the world? Like it's a show that makes me think about stuff like that. So I really appreciate that. That was really good. I think if I were to rate this, like if you're a big long-time fan of mine and you used to watch my digest back in the day, when I say back in the day, I mean like 3 months ago, this would probably be a pretty solid like 3 out of 5. It doesn't quite make it into the 4 out of 5, but it's certainly nowhere near like a 2 out of 5. This is a good show. I do like it. Give it a 3 out of 5, you know, so there we go. Now, the last thing to talk about is the ending. So there's 2 things that happen right at the end. One of them is that Ava, who is Charlie's mother, she puts together a sentence, but this time she does it successfully. And she literally communicates a concept and says, I am mother of 2. Now, this I actually am not a fan of. This feels very much like, it doesn't fit the relatively grounded Ava portrayal that we've seen in the past, like whenever we've seen her. It feels like if she were to form a sentence, it should have been more broken or something. Like for her to directly form a sentence of saying, I am mother of 2, it's like, damn, she's like, this is literally a human. She is able to form a complete sentence here and get her idea across. And like, it's just like, it's kind of unbelievable in a way where it feels like she was so grounded before, and now it feels like it's like superhero, superhuman kind of stuff. And it's like kind of crazy. If it was something like even simpler, like Mother 2 or something like that, I'd be like, oh my God, Mother 2, that's crazy. Ava, she like tried to communicate, and I think I know what she means. Like that would have been better. But for it to just have the full sentence, it was a bit cheesy and goofy and felt like too unbelievable. I didn't really like it that much. Now, with that all being said, the ending of this show is an incredibly dramatic turn, which is that we're having a reveal of the second human Z, a very maniacal kind of human Z, who was the one who literally killed Charlie's parents, is what the reveal we find out, or the thing we find out here. He's in like a wheelchair, he's got his throat cut, he's like got a dramatic voice, the lighting is dark, there's green, Max is coming slowly, and we see his shot, he's got like evil looking eyes, and he looks kind of creepy and scary, and it's incredibly over dramatic and like so different from the tone of the rest of the show. And I love this. This is a really cool cliffhanger, and it kind of makes the scene with Ava a lot better, where it's like, man, this first season, or like this introductory kind of arc stuff, like the first few arcs of this story, are very grounded and much more focused on veganism. But man, the show going forward, it might be a lot less grounded. It might be a lot more fun. So it might be more over dramatic. It might have more like, you know, intellectual fights between these 2 super genius like human Z's. Like it's just, I am interested in the next season and what the tone will be for it, because it is very different, the ending of this season compared to the beginning of it. So yeah. Now, the real question is, will there be a season 2? Now, I don't know much about anime like this, which aren't particularly popular. All the stuff I watch gets multiple seasons, right? JJK, My Hero Academia, and all the big ones. I watch them all, they all get second seasons. But I know that this is not a very popular show. This is one of the least popular shows I've ever watched. And this very much feels like a very strong cliffhanger ending, where I could imagine them being like, we're going to make this one season, we'll end on a cliffhanger, and go read the manga. And it is literally one of those anime that is like solely existing to promote the manga, because that's where they get the majority of the profits from or whatever. This is a thing people say. I don't know how true it is, that like this is a thing that happens in anime, but I could imagine it being the case here. Will there be a season 2? I don't know. But if there was, I will certainly watch it. But that's all I have to say about the Darwin incident. Good show. I'm looking forward to if there is ever more of this show. Will I read the manga? Probably not. Will I guess another thing is that there is a potential that I might be discussing this whole show as like a whole with Kyle Entertainment, who's someone I often make collaboration videos with. We'll see. You know, it might not be soon. It'll probably be next month is my guess, but potentially there'll be more of my content with the Darwin incident. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you next time.